One of the very first things that you will hear when you enter the self-improvement industry is wake up early. And then you will think to yourself, wait, that actually doesn't matter, because if I still sleep 8 hours or 9 hours every single day, it doesn't matter when I wake up, because I will have the same amount of time every day. But then they will tell you that the morning hours are more productive, because if you wake up at 4 or 5 o'clock, nobody is going to bother you because nobody is awake yet, so you won't have any distractions.
Be up at a time where everyone else is asleep, where you don't reply to any messages, so that you can do the hardest task possible.
Which is true, but is it a good idea to wake up at 3, 4, 5 o'clock because of that? Maybe not. There is a fantastic book by Matthew Walker titled Why We Sleep, which explains how the circadian rhythm and adenosine works. The circadian rhythm is essentially when your body is the most and least awake, and it goes like this. It's basically like a sinus parabola, I think that's what it's called. I don't know, okay, I didn't learn math in English. And there's adenosine, which when you wake up, it starts going up and up and up and up. It starts collecting in your body and it signals tiredness. And during your sleep, your system flushes out this adenosine, and that's why the next day when you wake up, you won't feel that tired. As you can see, when your circadian rhythm signals the lowest awakeness and you have the most adenosine collected in your body, that's when you would naturally want to go to sleep and fall asleep. And when you wake up, you're pretty awake, and about an hour or two after that are you gonna be the most awake. And this will be somewhat different for everybody, and it will also get pushed around by your age. So let me tell you my experience. I used to work in a bakery for around 7 months. Although I wasn't baking, I had to show up at 6:30 because we would open the shop at 7 o'clock. So I woke up at 5 o'clock every single day, because this had to be somewhat of a lifestyle, because when you're waking up at 5 o'clock every single day, I went to bed at 8 p.m. every day. And so if I sleep in during the weekend, I'm not going to be able to go to bed in time the next day, and so I'm not going to be able to wake up refreshed the next day. But I was actually never ever able to wake up refreshed, because for 7 months straight I was sleeping 9 hours every single night, and I would wake up at 5 completely dead and useless. After 9 hours of sleep, I would wake up, and for at least 10 minutes straight I wouldn't even know what planet I was on, because this simply wasn't when my body wanted to wake up. And so even though I had 9 hours of sleep every single night, the quality of it was pretty shitty. And I remember that once I let myself sleep in during the weekend and I slept for 13 hours straight. And if I had to sleep 9 hours in order to feel okay during the day, what do you think happened when I slept 7.5 hours, for an example? Which is actually not that little if you think about it. Most people will literally never sleep 7.5 hours, except on the weekends or on a vacation. When I would sleep only that much, I would wake up instantly with a massive headache, and I would feel like complete shit all day afterwards. 7.5 hours, guys, that's not that bad. What do you think happened when occasionally I slept 6 hours? I felt like I was falling out of the universe. And you can say that, yeah, but after a while you get used to it. I never got used to it. It was actually much worse during the 7th month than during the first one. You cannot fight your body, because your body will always win. And then after 7 months of working there, I quit. I didn't have a job for around a month, and I was just chilling. I woke up at 9 every single day. I went to bed at 12. And let me tell you, I felt great. When I woke up at 9 a.m., even if I slept 7.5, 8 hours, I would feel perfectly fine. I felt like I was at the top of the world, and even when I slept 6 hours, I was feeling a little bit tired and groggy, but not dead. And every single day, 1 minute after waking up, I was completely fresh. When I was waking up at 5, I was completely dead until around 10 a.m. I was yawning all the time and I was slow as hell. And actually, I think something that probably didn't help is I live pretty far up north, so during the worst month of the winter, the sun would start coming up at 11 a.m. So I would wake up, and after 6 hours of being awake, it was still dark outside. And you can guess how all of this affected my work. It was completely low quality. I would get distracted so easily. I would often get urges to escape and just not do anything. I would sometimes even struggle with wanting to fall asleep during editing a video. And thinking about it now, my gains were also much slower. I was struggling so much more to add weight or reps to my exercises compared to now, when I'm waking up at 8 or 9 a.m. every single day. But what about the distractions? What about what Hamza says, that not all hours of the day are created equal? Well, it's certainly true that nobody was distracting me at 5 a.m., especially in a country like this where shops will literally open at 10 a.m. but nobody is distracting me at 9 a.m. either. It's 1 p.m. right now and I'm perfectly focused, thank you. I'm not getting any notifications on my phone when I'm working. It doesn't matter whether it's 5 a.m. or 9 a.m. because I'm putting it on do not disturb mode. If some kids are playing loudly outside, I will just close my window. If I can still hear it, I have noise cancelling earbuds, I just put them in. Now I do realize that something that probably helps a lot is that I live alone and my neighbors are also nice enough to not start just randomly breaking down the house. But honestly, not factoring in sleep, even if there's a slight difference in focus at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. compared to 5 a.m, it's absolutely minuscule, and compared to the focus boost I get from waking up at 9 a.m. instead of 5 a.m. and being completely dead for 5 hours straight, makes a lot more difference. But I'm not making this video to try to demonize waking up early. All I'm saying is you have to experiment because not everybody is the same. So you need to experiment. I can get more and better work done, but maybe you won't be able to. Maybe for you it doesn't make a difference and you will end up being better waking up at 5 a.m, but you will never know unless you try both. And as I said, maybe waking up later will also benefit your gains. And another thing that will benefit your gains is watching this video where I analyze my first workout program.